And welcome back to Inside the Thread. I'm your host, 𝗘𝘅𝘁𝗿𝗵𝗶, your favorite inside sales guy. We have a very special guest today. I'm going to attempt your name. Julia Wasielewski.
Wasielewski.
Perfect. I nailed it. I nailed it. Now, Julia, I've known you for a while. You've been here for a while. Your title is manufacturing engineer, but you seem to do way more than just being a manufacturing engineer. Why don't you tell us what you actually do around here? Because I see you doing everything from designing buildings to walking around with interns to actually doing engineering. What do you actually do around here?
So I do manufacturing engineering. So I work a lot on the shop floor with trying to improve the process, as well as outside of the shop, like in assembly, the warehouse, trying to improve any kind of process, make it more streamlined, make it better. And then I supervise our intern program. So I do the recruiting of the students. Once they're here, I assign their projects and kind of oversee their time here. And then I also run our extreme ownership program and our leadership development.
That's one thing we wanted to touch on. We did bring in the extreme ownership, what, about 5-6 years ago now it's been?
About 5, yeah.
Okay. Now, the thing with extreme ownership, it's really a great program that we've developed here, and you're face behind it all. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what extreme ownership is and how it relates to what we do here at Tylok?
So it's a method of leadership development. It's similar to some different ones. It's not anything brand new, but it's really applicable to small businesses, and it's really good for interacting with people, and not just interacting as a supervisor or a leader, but anyone, anytime outside of Tylok, in your personal life and personal relationships, you can use it. And it's kind of just this tool belt of skills that you use for, I say interactions in general.
Sure.
And the big emphasis that I find different about it than other leadership programs is that it's a lot of self-reflection and looking inward at yourself and your actions, the roles you play in a problem, how you created that problem, how you've handled it, and how you're not going to make that mistake again.
It really is a great program, and you've probably trained, probably close to 100 people here now, haven't you?
Yeah, about 100. We've just finished our 15th class.
Wow. How did you get involved in this extreme ownership program? Was it Scott Hall who brought you in, or?
It was Scott Hall. I was actually the first class.
Okay.
So now our classes are generally 6 or 7 students, but the first time Scott wanted to try it out, just did me and 2 other people, and we were kind of the guinea pigs for it and worked out what does and doesn't work with the class. And then we started teaching some other people, and eventually I took on the program and started doing classes regularly with different guests coming in from people that had gone through the class before and have just different leadership experiences and different experiences in the company.
Now, as you've done this program, have you noticed yourself changing as you've taught these lessons to people?
I definitely have, yes. Especially, I'd say, outside of work. At the beginning, it was very easy to apply it to work and very easy to use these tools when people are watching.
Sure.
And you want to walk the walk and talk the talk, but over time I've used it a lot more outside of work and thought about it a lot more, and just other areas that I can apply it to in all of my relationships.
Absolutely. How do you feel it's a fit for Tylok itself? Because we're a family-owned company, so we're pretty close here. So how do you think the extreme ownership fits here at Tylok?
I think because it's a smaller company, that it's the perfect fit for it. Because at bigger companies, sometimes you can get where, you're only kind of working with your department, and your department is 30 people, and you're not interacting with anyone else. And everyone then has the same goal and has the same problems and issues and just same backgrounds. Whereas at a smaller company, you're interacting with everyone. You could be in a department of 3 people instead. So you have to interact with other people who come at it with different goals and different motives based on what their role is and just different issues. So it's really good for how to handle that interaction between departments.
Right. And you don't have to be a formal leader to follow these.
No.
It's something anybody can apply. It's not just, management or leadership that has to apply it. It's people in everyday walk of life and regular.
Exactly. Everyone in the company goes through it regardless of your leadership level. So we'll have a class with someone who has been in management for 30 years, along with an intern actually, who is in college still and has maybe been a leadership in a club. We always stress the importance of you're leading yourself, you're preparing for potential leadership, and it's just going to help you in general with how you interact with people and just how you handle a problem. It's just problem solving skills too, not just how to lead. But even when I went through the class, I was not in a leadership role at all. I had actually just started a month before as an engineer, and it helped prepare me for when I later ended up in the leadership role with the interns. I had this kind of tool belt already. I knew these skills, and it set me ahead of a lot of other people that had no formal training and kind of just get thrown into leadership roles.
That's great. What do you think, what's one piece of advice you would give every leader that you think they should follow?
I would say that to not be the first to speak with your idea, because if you do, your team will just usually agree with it and go with it. Let everyone say their ideas, say what they think, and then share yours. And then probably also to make sure you're controlling your ego. It's very easy to let that flare, and it's a big
I know nothing about that, Julia.
That's a big thing we stress in classes. You know, you've gone through it. That
Absolutely.
It's something that everyone needs an ego, but you have to be able to control it and recognize when it's flaring and make sure it doesn't do any damage.
That's awesome. All right, we're gonna let you out with one last question. What's the best leadership lesson you've ever received personally?
Definitely to fall on the sword as a leader. There's times where you have to ask a question that you know someone might have, but they're too afraid to answer. So with that, you kind of have to know your people. And I think that's something I stress a lot, is knowing the people you're working with, the people you're interacting with, what kind of ways they learn, what ways they communicate, what kind of things upset them or make them thrive. And then just kind of working around that individuality. Don't treat everyone exactly the same. And then with that, you have to genuinely care about them. You can't just you can't fake it. You don't have to be best friends with them, but you need to care about their development and their success. Want them to do the best they can.
That's great. Here at Tylok, we're always trying to grow. We're one big family here, really. So with this extreme ownership taking hold here, it means a lot. So I want to thank you for your time, Julia.
Thanks
for watching. We'll see you on the next Inside the Thread right here.